You know it's this. Take a perk and a talk of that shit. Money swallowing like sis. Did it perfect in the kid. Got a billion who sang on my head. Look up the better put on the road I just spent. I know we got $1 million. The devil that shit ain't not cheaper again.
Hello and welcome back, fellow anime lovers, to MangaMuse. I am delighted to have you join us once again in the world of fanfiction and fantasy. This is the first part of, What If Naruto Enters How to Train Your Dragon. Special note, this fanfic is written and a masterpiece of KingBeasta on FANFICTIONnet. Do check and support the author too. Now smash the like, share and subscribe button for more. Also press the bell icon so that you never miss such great parts. Thanks for the introduction. Now let's dive into the world. It was another storming night for the people of Berk, but for the unfortunate people of Berk the harsh water is crashing against the shore, and if the water wasn't the only problem. The livestock are being taken away not by the dragons that inhabit the world of Vikings but the harsh and cruel water slamming against shore, taking any unfortunate poor soul, like for example the poor sheep, goats, and yak. While this is going on, the fishermen have to go fishing since most if not all of the food will be taken the cruel sea, giving no one a break. "Stay still, Ruffnut Toothless," said an elderly man trying to get the two infants to sleep. "My sheep/goat, yak, cabbages," yelled various of people from Berk, watching as their livestock and vegetables being washed away. "Httyd, get your hide back in the house," yelled a blonde large woman wearing a Viking helmet with small horns, a brown shirt, fur-like coat, black fur-like gloves, brown pants and brown boots. "Who's also holding a blonde baby girl?" "But what about the battle axe and shield?" said the now confirmed Httyd leader of the Hofferson clan. Just right when he was going to pick up the battle axe and shield, a huge raging wave swept up the weapons, leaving the large Viking shocked. "Yes dear," said Httyd, walking back into the house with his family, no doubt about to get scolded by his wife and trying to calm down his crying daughter Astrid. While the people of Berk are having a hard time, the fishermen are even having a worse time, but luckily, depending who you are, the fishermen are quite used to the harsh waters of the sea. Lucky for the fishermen of Berk, this isn't the worst water they have faced, but it doesn't make it any easier for the fishermen. On a large fishing boat, a man who wears a helmet with 4 horns on it. He has a fat golden brown beard which spreads around his face. He has a green shirt with scale mail armor on it. He also has striped tan and red breath. This man is one of the fishermen of Berk. He is Mulch. He is using his fish net to capture fish while holding on to the rail for dear life, hoping not to get hit overboard. On the other side of the boat is his friend Bucket, who is a tall Viking with a bucket on his head. He has long blonde beard. He wears a tunic with scale mail armor covering it under the belt. He has a small brown vest covering the top of his shoulders. He also has a hook in place of his right hand. "Why do we have to fish now?" said a scared Bucket, who is terrified of the cruel water. Mulch sighs at his friend, but he can also understand where his dim-witted friend is coming from. If there's anyone who understands how cruel and dangerous the sea can be, it is him and Bucket. They each knew being a fisherman is dangerous, but it's a job they are willing to do, because Bucket, it's our job to catch food when the livestock has been taken away from the sea. "She truly is a cold lady, huh?" said Mulch as he raises the net, getting fish, crabs, clams, seaweed, and jellyfish. As Bucket raises his own net, he's confused at what his friend said. What she is there a lady around Mulch?" said Bucket. Mulch face palms his face with his left hand. He shakes his head at his friend. "No, there is no woman, I'm talking about the sea. The sea is a she," explained Mulch. "Who's she?" asked the confused Bucket. Mulch groans at this. "Never mind that." Bucket raised the fish trap pot, said Mulch. Bucket nods his head, pulling up his catch. Suddenly they hear laughing, not just any laughing but the laughter of a baby. Bucket cowers at the wood of baby laughter, drops to floor in fetal position, believing the laughter to be a ghost. Mulch starts looking around, wondering where the laughter is coming from. Unlike his friend, he doesn't believe in ghosts or anything supernatural. He quickly walks over to the side of the boat with a net as he searches the sea for the mysterious baby laughter. When suddenly he stumbles upon a baby carriage as he uses the large net to get the baby out off the dangerous sea. He finds a baby boy wrapped in red cloth. The baby has piercing blue eyes as if they can see into your very soul. The infant has 6 fox or cat-like whisker marks across his cheeks, spiky, gravity-defying blonde hair, and has a green crystal which is around his neck. Upon being rescued to the dangerous sea, the baby looks up at Mulch. The baby then claps his hands laughing at the bearded man. Bucket then gets up from cowering as B walks over to his bearded friend. He sees the baby and is confused as to what a baby is doing drifting at sea. A baby? What's a baby doing drifting at sea? Said Bucket, to which both were thinking until Bucket voice his option. I'm actually not sure, baby. He got separated away from his parents, said Mulch, giving Bucket his own opinion, but both men know whoever the parents are either lost at sea or dead. What's the baby's name? Said Bucket, deciding to change the subject. I don't know. Groaned Mulch. He looks for a name or something that has the name of the baby. As he searches for a name, he sees a name written in the carriage. Mulch then smiles down at the baby boy. Is your name Naruto, little one? Asked Mulch in a happy tone. The now named Naruto claps his hand in excitement and laughing in joy. So his name is Naruto, said Bucket. Yeah, it seems so, said Mulch. As they both stare at the infant Naruto, they notice something. The baby wasn't crying when he was drifting at sea. They each find it odd and strange. Most infants would quicksand whine about the harsh waves, but not this one. Their curiosity of the baby's strange behavior come to an end when one of the waves hits the boat. Bucket runs to the wheel to steer the ship. Mulch accepts the baby to cry, but the baby laughs harder. Mulch then down at little Naruto. Do you like the water? Said Mulch, as if being able to understand Mulch. Naruto starts clapping in enjoyment. I take that as a yes, said Mulch. Mulch, what are we going to do with the little baby? Said Bucket. Obviously take him back and take in the little hatchling. Mulch smiling at Naruto. We're going to be his daddies, said a happy and cheerful Bucket. No, I'm going to be the father and you can be the uncle, groaned out Mulch, massaging his head, stopping the upcoming headache. Naruto then claps his head in enjoyment. Mulch, let's head back, we have enough fish, said Mulch. Bucket nods his head, turning around and heading back to the main lands. Thus starts a appealing start of a family with 2 fishermen and a baby who loves the water. Time skip 10 years later. A lot has changed since Mulch and Bucket had adopted the mysterious boy known as Naruto. One that fateful day they learned something interesting about the blonde boy. He is fond of fishing, or anything that's a type of fishing. No, the boy absolutely loved the water. Everything Mulch and Bucket taught Naruto he learned in no time like sponge. Today is a normal for Berk's fishermen. Instead, a certain blonde is somehow extremely lucky. On a small brown Viking ship with a blonde boy around the age of 10 years old who's 5 feet 4 inches. He has a lean body fit for a swimmer. He's wearing a black shirt, a chainmail vest over it, white fur-like arm warmers, a green crystal necklace around his neck, a Viking helmet with horns which resemble the horns of a monstrous nightmare. On his left shoulder he has a steel shoulder blade, brown pants and white fur-like boots. The 10-year-old sailing his small boat is Naruto's son is Mulch, also one of Berk's best and youngest fishermen. As long as Naruto could remember, he was extremely lucky, always having the most catch. Like one incident when he was fishing with Mulch and Bucket, he took out the fish trap pot and he caught lobsters the size of a 3-year-old baby. He even caught a baby whale. Somehow nobody actually knew how the hell he caught a baby whale. But it was official, Naruto was his own good luck charm. It wasn't that B was excellent at fishing, but his hunting skills, map reading, navigating, healing, trapping, and sailing were excellent. Goober even stated that Naruto is a prodigy fisherman. Mulch even gave Naruto a spear made out the fong of a leviathorgan. The spear has the leviathorgan's fong for its tip. The molding is made out of metal, the socket is metal with black bandages wrapped around it, the staff is also wrapped in black wrappings, and the end of is a medium-sized black cub which Naruto found out he's an expert in using a spear. As young Naruto sails the ocean, Naruto can't help to smirk madly. He then starts laugh, puffing out his chest in pride. Ahahaha, wait till everybody see my catch, they going to have a yak, yelled Naruto. He then looks down at his catch of the day, and his catch is giant catfishes, sharks, and hammer sharks. Flashback 2 weeks ago. After saving Naruto, Mulch and Bucket arrive at Stoic the vast home, telling about their find. As they arrive at the house, Bucket knocks on the door since Mulch is carrying baby Naruto who nibbling on a small fishing net. Stoic sweatshops at this with his right eyebrow twitching. He started massaging his temple, feeling a headache going up. He motions for the two to enter his house. As the two sit down, Stoic decides to find out what the hell is going on. Mulch, bucket, mind telling me why you've got a baby with you, and is he nibbling on that fishing net, said Stoic, really wanting to know why they have an infant. Both Mulch and Bucket rub the back of their head nervously. Well, you see, we found the baby while we were fishing. He found Naruto in a carriage in the ocean, said Mulch. You found him drifting in the sea? Asked a shocked Stoic, who can't believing a mere infant was just drifting at sea. That little boy must have Odin looking after him. Yesh, we did, Stoic, said Bucket, as Naruto finds pulling his beard fun and decides to allow Naruto to play with his beard. But that's not the only strange thing we found that day. When I found Naruto, he was laughing in joy. You would usually think he would be crying, but no, he was laughing and clapping his hands, said Mulch. You're right, that is strange. Maybe the boy is a gift from Odin, said Stoic as he strokes his large beard. Mulch nodding his head in agreement that the great Odin could be the reason Naruto didn't die when he was drifting at sea. Yeah, it's a true miracle he's even alive, said Mulch as he looks at the chief of the island. What about the little one's parents? Asked Stoic, wondering about the whereabouts of parents. Both Mulch and Bucket has their head down as a sign their parents are dead or either lost at sea. I see, a true tragic, said Stoic as he thinks of his dead wife Valka. He also knows how cruel the sea can be when suddenly they hear laughing when they see a baby Naruto throwing the fishing net over a baby Hiccup who's staring at the NW resident of Berk. The three men laugh at the scene. Well, I say, he found his occupation, said Stock. Both Mulch and Bucket are shocked that Stoic are allowing them to adopt little Naruto. Bucket looks at the chief in hope, hoping that this isn't a dream. You really mean it? Asked Bucket. Stock nods his head. He can obviously tell Naruto likes both Mulch and Bucket, and tearing them apart would be just cruel, and also the boy might not bond to everyone. Aha, yeah, I do. Nows let's get the fishnet off of Hiccup and get Naruto some clothes and all baby essentials, said a laughing Stoic. And the day continue with buying Naruto all the things he wants and needs. Flashback end. I wonder how Slugout likes his gift, said a grinning Naruto, thinking about his latest prank on Snotlout. Oh well, how cares, said a grinning Naruto as he pedals for more findings. Back in Berk with Snotlout. As Snotlout grabs his baffle axe getting ready for training and puts on his shoes, he notices something he can't let go out, his hammer, and his shoes smell like yak milk and skunk. As Snotlout struggles to get free, he hits his face against the hammer, getting his face stuck. He grunts in annoyance, knowing only one person capable of doing this and not getting caught or seen. Naruto, I'll get you for this, yelled an angry Snotlout as he forced to walk to the village to get the glue-like substance off of him. As he makes his way to Goober to get rid of the glue substance, he awkwardly knocks on the door. Gobber answers the door. Seeing Snotlout in awkward position, laughs his butt off. Ah, one of Naruto's classist prank, said Goober, who's still cackling. Snotlout just grunts. Ever since Naruto started his pranks, Snotlout has always been his easy target. No one was faced from his pranks. Can you take this sticking stuff off or what? Yelled an angry Snotlout. I can, but you ain't gonna like it, said Goober. Snotlout raises his left eyebrow at this. Goober, them size, the sticky stuff he put on your hammer is jelly. Jelly from a blue horn jellyfish. They use the jelly to trap their prey, and the only way to get it off is bathing in chicken urine. How he got the jelly is a mystery to me, said a deadpan Goober. Snotless' response was pretty obvious, Naruto. With Naruto. As Naruto sails the ocean, he lands to an island. Well, this island is interesting. I wonder if there's anything useful, said Naruto as he grabs his spear, getting ready for any hostile animals on the beach. As Naruto searches the island for anything valuable, he notices a strange creature laying on the shore. It has a long neck. The skin of the creature is glossy black. The creature has bright green eyes. It has 4 heads. It has razor-sharp teeth, a pitchfork-like tongue. The creature has 4 web-like web. It has a 6-foot-meter tail. Naruto notices to the creature has a deep cut on its side, its right front flipper. Naruto slowly walks to it closely to observe the cut, but suddenly one of the heads opens its mouth and its fork-like tonnage comes out. Naruto quickly jumps to the drop. As he looks at the creature heads, he remembers something important and life-changing. You're a Doomfang, said Naruto, looking at the glaring 4-headed dragon. The now confirmed shot's blue fire next to him. He sees it was a python. The blue flames froze the snake. Naruto was shocked, but then noticed something. You're hungry, ain't you? asked Naruto. The Doomfang just grunt at this, not allowing its pride not be shot down. Naruto gets up, going back to his ship and grab his fish net that has the shark into it. He also brings the healing ointment. As he drags the net full of sharks, he notices the very hunger look of the dragon causes Naruto chuckle at the terrifying fear-class dragon. Naruto opens his fish net. He drags a great white shark with him which is 3 times larger than him, as besets the giant fish in front of the dragon. Naruto quickly backs away. The Doomfang without warning dives into his meal, each head savoring and loving the taste of its meal. While this is going on, Naruto moves to the Doomfang right flipper. He applies the ointment. The Doomfangs feel something strange on its flipper. He looks at his right flipper, seeing Naruto applying the ointment. The Doomfang glares, spins around glaring at Naruto, ready to make the 10-year-old Naruto its new meal. Naruto then raises his hand in a stop motion. As this is happening, the dragon stops its glaring, gently presses its many heads against Naruto. Naruto smiles at this. What, you know, they were all wrong about you dragons all along. You aren't a monster, you're an animal. So how you feel? Asked Naruto. The Doomfang looks up at Naruto as knowing what's he talking about. The Doomfang started to move its right flipper, no longer feeling pain. It makes a growling sound which sounds happy. You wanna eat some more shark? Asked Naruto. The Doomfang nods his heads. Naruto builds a fire and cooks the sharks. Naruto then smirks. I can see this as an appealing friendship, don't you think, Blackheart? Asked Naruto as both man and dragon eat together. Thus starts how Naruto got his first dragon. A week later, Naruto returned later, which got everyone worried about the blonde fisherman. Naruto told his dad and Uncle Bucket he got lost. They took the lie, but everyone thought it was weird that Naruto to get lost. They decided not to think about it too much. They were just happy to have Naruto. But Naruto didn't actually leave Blackheart behind. No, he has Blackheart on a large island he found when he was 5. It has been over 4 months since Naruto became a dragon rider of the infamous Doomfang. To say nothing changed for Naruto and Blackheart would be like saying Mildew is a nice, kind, and friendly guy. Everything has changed. Naruto and Blackheart were the first team. Naruto is able to catch even more food, thus gaining Naruto the nickname, Lucky 9, if his fishing look was to go by anything. Naruto and Blackheart are the perfect team. When one makes a mistake, the other has the other's back. Naruto even found out Blackheart is protective around Naruto. But today Naruto are creating a new game called Dragon Skis. As Naruto walks over to Blackheart, he makes a leash and ties it around 2 of Blackheart's heads. You ready, buddy? Asked Blackheart. The dragon nods his head as Blackheart goes faster and faster. Naruto starts to lose his balance, causing him slip and slide across the water like a rock when you're skipping rock. Black swims after Naruto, carrying Naruto on his back, looking at Naruto. Ouch, okay, that hurt like a lot. But I'm not done. Ready for another round, Blackheart? Blackheart grins at Naruto, showing his sharp razor jaws. They then take off again. They were able to stand for 2 minutes until Naruto starts to slip, falling on his back, making the painful sound of back slamming on water. Blackheart winces as he sees Naruto swimming up to him, grabbing onto the rope and getting into position. A light pal one more time, but this time how about going a little slower than picking up pace? Asked Naruto as he pats Blackheart on the back. Blackheart nods his foreheads. He then slowly takes off, then starts to pick up speed. Naruto then starts to stand up. They are like this for 5 minutes. Blackheart smirks and Naruto grins. We did, oh yeah, yelled Naruto as he and Blackheart continue to dragon ski. Alright buddy, let's go fishing. How does that sound? Asked Naruto. Blackheart smirks. Naruto then gets onto Blackheart's back as Blackheart takes him to Naruto's ship. Naruto steps onto his small ship. Alright, time for you to get your catch, ordered Naruto. Blackheart follows Naruto's orders, diving down into the water as Naruto walks over to his fishing nets and fishing trap pots. He takes out the fishing net as he struggles to pull it out. Why in Odin's beard is this so heavy? Said Naruto as he struggles. When he finally pulls the net out, he finds giant fish, crabs, lobster, baby orca, narwhal, and 2 dead bodies that look like they belong to a berserker. Oh, like what I found, said a grinning Naruto. Naruto then goes over to the other net and he pulls out a net. This net caught sharks, fish, swordfish, giant octopus, 7 beetle purple starfish, jellyfish and a giant leech. But he also sees a small box. What the yak is this treasure? Said Naruto as he opens the little box and he finds a map. I wonder where you lead to? Asked Naruto as he looks at the map. It's 3 hours away, so the island is called Ravage Horn Island. Sounds interesting, I might check this island out someday, said Naruto. He then walks over to fishing trap pulling it up and the pot is filled with shrimp, green-tailed leeches that reach the 6 inches long. They have a horrible scent that lures predators away. They emit the scent from their green tails. They enjoy to eat barnacles, crab, and lobster. Naruto then smirks at seeing the green-tailed leech. "Him so going to prank the pants off out slug out," said a grinning Naruto. With Blackheart. Blackheart the mighty sea dragon is in his element, swimming and hunting its prey. Of all sea creatures he likes its sharks, dolphin, iron turtles, a giant turtle with a steel-like spiked shell. The turtle is red, in a snapper, able to destroy even the largest ships. The turtle is the size of a full-grown whale, and whales. Luckily or unlucky whoever you may be, Blackheart sees a family of bull sharks. Blackheart then starts his hunt. The sharks swim away in fear, but they are no match with grace that a terrifying Doomfang posse comes at them like angry Viking on a war path. Blackheart charges at the sharks, capturing each one in each of his jaws. Blackheart then swims up to the surface with each sharks in his jaws. Naruto then whistles in amazement. "Blackheart, I'd said it once and I'll say it again, you are one amazing dragon," said Naruto with proud. Blackheart gives Naruto an eye smile with each of his heads, but with sharks in each of his mouth gives the mighty Doomfang an even more terrifying look. Man, if people saw Blackheart now they would probably be in Valhalla right about now. Said Naruto laughing at the scared faces of the villagers. "Okay buddy, put them down and I'll meet you later," said Naruto. Blackheart then carefully drops the sharks. Naruto then rubs under each of the chins. The dragon growls in pleasure. Blackheart then swims away, heading away, going to the island Naruto had showed him. Naruto then continues to sail back to Berk, but he can't help but wonder about Ravage Horn Island. He never heard of it, but it sounds quite interesting. As Naruto makes it to shore, he drops to shore. Naruto then has a sweat drop on the side of his head. "Oh look, a wagon, and a really big one," thought Naruto. As he struggles to put today's catch in the wagon, he then places his spear on the wedge. As he struggles pull the heavy wagon through the town, everyone waves to him. "Ugh, the things I do for fishing. Oh well, come on Naruto, just a little more," said Naruto. 20 minutes later he make it to Chef Simon Van Hook. The chief then walk outside to empty some trash. That's when he Berk's best and upcoming fisherman. "Hey Naruto, I see you have quite a catch," said Simon. Simon has blue eyes, he has brown long hair and beard. He wears a brown shirt, chainmail tank top, he wears brown fur arm warmers, black pants and white boots. He's the chef of Berk. Both Naruto and Simon made a deal. If Naruto helps Simon's, then Simon will give Naruto fishing equipment. Naruto then waves his hand smiling at the chef of Berk. "Hey Simon, I got some fish and a bunch," said Naruto as he struggles to pull the wagon which is overloaded. Simon's eyes sparkle at seeing the huge load of fish. "All of this should last at least for weeks," said a grinning Simon. "Thank you Naruto, I'll have your new fishing gear next week," said Simon as he takes 3 sharks, 20 shrimp, and 3 lobsters. "Okay, see ya," said Naruto. Now with his wagon gotten a little less heavy, it makes it slightly easier to carry through the town. Naruto then heads to Cleef Stoic to give him the fish so Stoic can give it away to the villagers. "After I give Stoic the catch, I'll start building my next prank for Slug Out," thought a grinning Naruto. Naruto sees Stoic house and knocks on the door. He doesn't have to wait for the door to open. A 10-year Hiccup answers the door. Hiccup smiles at seeing his best friend. "Hey Naruto, back from fishing I see," asked Hiccup, but it came out more of a statement as he looks at Naruto's wagon full of various sea creatures. "Hey Hiccup, is your dad home?" asked Naruto, hoping to prank Stoic. "Nah, Dad is out with the other Vikings hunting," said Hiccup, wondering why his blonde friend wanted to know. Naruto grins, but it soon becomes SHT eating grin. Hiccup deadpanned at the SHT eating grin. "Naruto plans to prank Dad, isn't he?" thought Hiccup. "You plan to prank my dad, don't you?" said Hiccup. Naruto rubs his hands together and grinning heavily, looking like a supervillain with a plan to rule the world. "Big time my skinny friend," exclaimed Naruto with his arm wrapped around Hiccup's shoulder. "Let's go to my house, need to put them in a freezer," said Naruto with Hiccup walking behind him. Then he raised his eyebrow at his blonde companion. "Freezer? What's a freezer?" "Hey Naruto, what in Thor's hammer is a freezer?" asked a confused Hiccup, looking at his blonde friend as he grins. "A freeze, it's something I made," said Naruto. "You made this freeze? What does it exactly do?" asked Hiccup, which Naruto smirks. "Yeah, I made it, but it needs some improvements, but basically it's this container that keeps the food you want frozen." answered Naruto, enjoying the look on his best friend's face. Wow, that's amazing, Naruto, said Hiccup with amazement. The two then make it to Naruto's home. They see Mulch sharpening his axe and Bucket petting a chicken for some reason. Mulch looks back seeing his son and Hiccup walk in the back with a wagon full of sea creatures. Hey son, how was ye fishing? Asked Mulch. Good, same as always. Hiccup then looks at the blonde man with a bucket on his head. Bucket, why are you petting a chicken? Asked a confused Hiccup. Because if I pet it, the chicken will give me 3 wishes, said Bucket. Don't ask, I'll explain to him later. You two have fun, said Mulch, waving Naruto and Hiccup away. Dad, do you think Uncle Bucket's bucket is too tight? Asked Naruto. He then hears Hiccup chucking Mulch, then sigh. Probably, said Mulch. Naruto and Hiccup head to the back of house. Naruto then leads Hiccup to the back where they find a large box covered in leather and chainmail. Naruto then open the large container showing small fish with fish frozen until ready to eat. This is a freezer, I wrapped it in leather to contain the cold air, said Naruto. Naruto then grabs a butchering knife, starts cutting up the fish. He then orders Hiccup to put the crab, lobster, and shrimp in the freezer. Hiccup looks at Naruto. Wow, that's amazing, Naruto. I was wondering, can you teach me how to fish? Asked Hiccup as he puts the sea creatures away. Sure, next time when I need ice or when I'm fishing. Can you do me a favor? Can you give me my spear? Asked Naruto as he's pointing to the spear. As Hiccup goes to pick up, Hiccup misses the smirking face of Naruto. As Hiccup tries to lift the spear, he finds he's having a hard time. After 3 minutes, he still couldn't pick up the stupid spear, which is weird since Naruto has been carrying the spear around since he was 6. Why in Odin's beard is this thing so heavy? Grunted Hiccup. If Naruto smirks anymore his face might split in two. That's because that spear weighs 100 pounds, said Naruto. Are you serious? Asked Hiccup. Yep, said Naruto as he halfway down cutting the sea creatures. You're freakishly strong, declared Hiccup. Naruto smiles. Why thank you, now finish cutting the swordfish. I need start creating my pranks, said Naruto. Okay man, this is hard, I know right, yelled Naruto as he goes into a furnace room. Naruto placed the beetle purple starfishes. Naruto then wait for 5 minutes to heat up. Naruto takes out the starfishes and crush them. Naruto then smirks. These are special starfish, unlike other ones starfishes predators try to avoid eating them due to they can give you a rash, thought Naruto as he's grinning like a madman. He then grabs a seat cushion and feels it with the crushed beetle purple starfish. Naruto then stitches it back up. Naruto then heats up the leeches. After a minute he takes out the leeches, he crushes them and puts them into a cloth. He then grabs a piece of a black string and wraps around the clothes. He then wrapped them in cur-like box. He then writes from Anonymous. What are you doing? Asked Hiccup. Naruto just smirks. A prank, said Naruto. Now let's go, Hiccup, yelled Naruto as he quickly runs away to go to Snotlout house, leaving Hiccup far behind. How can he be so fast? We're the same age, said Hiccup as he tries to follow his friend. Sadly for Hiccup, Naruto was the athletic one and fishing one. 15 minutes later, Hiccup sees Naruto placing the bag of leeches down at Snotlout door. Naruto walks away with his hand in his pocket as he turns head seeing Hiccup breathing hard. Hi, said Naruto as he waves to Hiccup. Hiccup's left eye start to twitch. Hi Naruto, I see you done, asked Hiccup. Naruto just smiles like a Cheshire cat. So, now what now? Asked Hiccup. Now we wait, said Naruto, enjoying the confused look. We wait? But why? Asked Hiccup, looking up at his friend as he's still confused. First lesson of fishing and hunting is patience. When you're fishing or hunting and you've set up a trap, you must wait for what you're hunting and fishing for takes the bait for it, said Naruto as he went into lecture mode. Hiccup then has a clueless expression. Sorry bro, but no, said Hiccup. Naruto then has a downcast at his brother in all but BLD. It's okay, said Naruto. They didn't have to wait long to see Snotlout. Oh Naruto, are you on a date with your boyfriend? Taunted Snotlout. He missed seeing the smirking look on Naruto's face. Hey look, I got a love letter, yelled Snotlout. Wait for it, whispered Naruto. They didn't have to wait long, they then heard a girlish girl. What in Thor's hammer is this stuff? Ah, I'm so itchy, yelled Shotlout. Naruto and Hiccup are on the floor laughing their asses off. They then take off running, laughing at hearing Snotlout being itchy. They then make it back to Hiccup's home. Luckily no one is home, so Naruto places the seat pillow. So we wait? Asked Hiccup. Yep, my Viking friend. Said Naruto. 5 minutes later they see Stoic coming inside, seeing Naruto help out the shrimps, sharks, and lobsters. Hey Naruto. Hiccup, said the chief of the village. He then smiles at seeing the catch. He was thankful for the young blonde. Always an amazing catch, my boy. Do you think you can maybe teach Hiccup to fish? Asked Stoic. Naruto nods his head. Stoic then sits in his seat. The seat explodes, having crushed starfish and jellyfish jelly, gluing Stoic to the seat. Stock tries to get up but finds out he's stuck to the seat. What in Odin's beard, what is this? Yelled Stoic. He then looks at Naruto laughing with fresh tears in his eyes. He looks at his son who is also laughing. Stoic face turns angry red. Naruto, yelled Stoic. Naruto slides under Stoic. The chief of Berk then tries to grab Naruto. Naruto jumps in the air, landing on Stoic's shoulders. Get off of me, boy, yelled Stoic as he tries to grab Naruto again but fails. Naruto then hops onto the family table, jump off it and run outside. Stoic tries to run after Naruto, fails to get out of the door. Naruto waves to Stoic. You shall remember this as the day you almost caught fisherman Naruto, yelled Naruto as he runs away, ignoring the yells of the chief. But when suddenly he runs down someone, making Naruto land of his, but he sees two fraternal twins. The boy wears a dark brown long furry animal vest with a very light pale green tunic that goes all the way past his hip. Around his waist, there's a brown sash-like belt that is tied around. He also wears light gray-blue pants and dark brown furry boots. On his arms, he wears a long brown armcloth armband that starts at his elbows and ends at his wrists. His helmet is studded with 4 horns, the top 2 are bull-like, and the bottom 2 resemble ox horns. Without his helmet, his long blonde hair, that ends with a brownish tint, is unevenly divided in the middle and appears to look like dreadlocks. Particularly in the second film his teeth are somewhat uneven. His necklace's pendant is a large claw or tooth that may have come from a dragon. He's relatively skinny and tan skin with dark blue eyes. The girl wears a light brown, animal skin-like mini vest and a dark blue tunic that goes a little over her hip and ends in tatters. She wears a grayish-brown short skirt that also ends in tatters. Around her waist, she wears a metal leather belt with an unidentified metal crest in the middle of it. The girl wears dark brown leggings and dark blue furry boots. On her arms, she wears a long dark gray cloth brace that starts at her elbows and stops at the wrist. A bit of the cloth also goes through between her first and second finger. The girl's helmet is studded with 4 horns, just like her brother's, albeit being longer and more slender. The top 2 are thinner bull-like horns while the 2 bottom horns are longer and curved. Without her helmet, her hair is evenly divided in the slightly to the side and short bangs across the left side of her face. She has 2 small braids near the top of her hair and longer braids that reach to her waist. There's also an additional braid on her back. Around her neck, the girl wears a necklace with the pendant of a tooth or claw that may have came from a dragon. She's skinny for her age and has tan skin, just like her brother, along with a pair of pale blue eyes. The 2 twins stare at Naruto with amazement, but if you look at the girl's face you'll see a scarlet blush on her face. Naruto raises his left eyebrow, feeling uncomfortable being stared at his blonde counterparts. After 2 minutes silence the twins decide to break the tension. You just pranked Stoic the chief, said the male twin. Yeah. Answered Naruto, still uncomfortable at being stared at the Viking twins. That's so dangerous. Stated the female twin, gazing at the blonde fisherman. Yeah, well, so is Mildew, but we still keep him around, stated Naruto. The twins started laughing at the joke. So who are you 2? Asked Naruto. The 2 stopped laughing. The boy puffed his chest out. I'm Toughnut Thorsten, said the now boy. The girl then pushes her brother on the ground and sit in his back and grinning at Naruto. And I'm Ruffnut, said the girl. Okay, and what you want? Asked Naruto. We want to learn how to prank. Declared Toughnut as he's still pinned down by his sister. It's true, we want to do pranks in the name of Loki, so, can you teach us? Asked Ruffnut, smiling at Naruto. Naruto smiles back. Yeah, sure, answered Naruto. Yay! Exclaimed both Ruffnut and Toughnut. Ruffnut and Toughnut then stand up. Can we hang out tomorrow? Asked Toughnut. Naruto nods his head. Sweet, see ya, Naruto. Yelled Toughnut running back home. Ruffnut then turns around looking at Naruto with a scarlet blush across her face. Is something wrong? Asked Naruto. Ruffnut then shakes her head. No, I just can't wait to see you tomorrow. Exclaimed a blushing Ruffnut. Naruto waves back at her giving her a toothy grin. Ruffnut blushes deeper. What's this? My heart is beating fast, thought Ruffnut as she catches up with her brother. That Ruffnut, she is pretty, said Naruto as he walks home. 15 minutes later Naruto makes it home. Hey Dad, I'm back, yelled Naruto. Bulch and Bucket cooking the shark meat. Naruto, you back? I'm so glad, yelled an ecstatic Bucket as he gives Naruto a big hug. Naruto pats Bucket on the back. I miss you to Uncle Buck, but can let me go. I like having my spin in one piece, said Naruto as he groans in pain at having his back squeezed by the huge Viking. Okay, said Bucket as he puts Naruto down. Naruto breathes out exhaustingly. Thanks Uncle. Man, that smells good Dad. So, what are we eating tonight? Asked Naruto. Mulch smiles at his son. We're having fried shark meat, shrimp and crab claws, said a cheerfully Mulch. Hey Dad, do you have any butter? Asked Naruto. Yep. Why you? Asked Naruto. Mulch. Naruto then grins. I wanna make garlic butter, stated Naruto. Gaelic butter, stated both Mulch and Bucket. Yep, it's awesome, just you want, said Naruto. He then goes into the kitchen. He then grabs the garlic and butter and starts mixing it together with a wooden ladle. He then grabs some lemons. Naruto then spreads the lemon juice on the shark meat, shrimp and crab law. He then dipped the seafood in the garlic butter. Both Mulch and Butch look uncertain at what Naruto did. I know it might seem weird, but come on, you'll like it, stated Naruto. They started to bite the food. Once they bite it, the two Vikings start eating the seafood as if they haven't ate in a week. Naruto chuckles at his dad and uncle. He then eats his own food. The next day Naruto got dressed and met Toughnut and Ruffnut in the middle of the village. Hey Blondie, said Toughnut. Ruffnut punches her brother. You dummy, so are you, stated Ruffnut. Her brother punches her back. Naruto just sweat drop at the scene. You're blonde to Ruffnut, said Toughnut as she pushes Toughnut, then continue to punch each other shoulders. They then head-butted each other, both knocking each other on the floor. We're all blondes, yak for brains, said Naruto. Now come on, I have to prank a certain blonde, said Naruto. Who, me? Asked Toughnut with a confused face. Naruto just sighs. Just follow me guys and learn, said a smirking Naruto. 10 minutes later they arrive seeing a blonde female. She has long, blonde hair wrapped in a braid down her back, bangs that initially cover the left side of her face, and a leather band across her forehead. In the first movie, Astrid wears a striped steel blue sleeveless shirt, tan cloth bracers on her arms with arm wrappings above them, a red skirt with spikes surrounding it and another black skirt underneath the spiked one, and dark blue pants. She also wears a skull emblazoned belt with a pouch tied to it and shoulder pads. Oh, it's you fish boy, I see you brought some friends, said the blonde female with her small battle axe. She smirks at seeing Naruto with his spear. Were you talking Astrid? Asked Naruto as he acts like he didn't hear anything. The twin giggles. Astrid's face glowed red from embarrassment. You idiot, stop playing around fish boy, demanded Astrid. Naruto smirks. Okay, let's do it, axe girl, said Naruto as he twirls his spear with a confident smirks. He then moves his hand to his back pocket and chucks a paint balloon at her face. What the? Before she could finish her sentence Naruto throws another paintball and another before she's covered in orange, blue, yellow, red, and green. Naruto, yelled Astrid. She tries to run after him but trip and falls. What's with this paint? Yelled Astrid. The twins are on the floor laughing there but off. Naruto puffs his chest out letting out an evil laugh. Wahahaha, that isn't any normal paint, it's paint mixed with jelly and honey, laughed Naruto. No one is saved from me in the name in Loki, wahaha, yelled Naruto. Naruto then runs away leaving the three blondes. That was funny, said Toughnut as he laughs. He's so cool, said Ruffnut with a blush. Astrid grits her teeth in anger. I'll girt you fish boy, yelled Astrid. Naruto is standing on the edge of the island. He then runs and jumps down with a smirk on his face, but, when suddenly Blackheart jumps in the air catching Naruto on his head. Naruto smirks at his dragon buddy. Naruto is sitting on Blackheart's head. Hey buddy, how about some hunting? Blackheart smirks as they search for something to hunt. They see a dragon who relies mostly on its two sets of wings, one primary and one smaller set to the rear, using them to get around and move through the water like a tornado. These dragons have stubby legs and long, skinny tails. It also has a series of backward-facing spikes sticking out of its back. The dragon body resembles several marine creatures such as a basking shark, a whale shark, a manta ray, or a baleen whale. Its head somewhat resembles that of an angler fish. It looks like a thunder drum, said Naruto as he gets his spear ready. How about we hunt that dragon? What do you say, said a smirking Naruto. Each of Blackheart's head nod. They then swim after the thunderdrum. Naruto then stands up. He then throws his spear on top of the thunderdrum. The thunderdrum howls in pain. The sea dragon then dives in the ocean. Blackheart, quick dive. I need to get back Dad's spear, ordered Naruto. He jumps off of Blackheart diving down in the ocean. Blackheart jumps in the air diving in the sea along with his human partner. As Naruto and Blackheart dive down to retrieve Naruto's spear he got from his father on his 6th birthday. Naruto then thinks back at how happy and excited he was when he got that spear. Flashback 5 years ago. An excited 6-year-old Naruto was bouncing on the bottom of his feet. If he bounced anymore, Odin would probably feel the stomping of a 6-year-old Viking. His friends are also there at Naruto's party. Hiccup is smiling at his friend. Other than fishing, he sure loves birthday parties, thought Hiccup looking as his blonde best friend. Astrid is also there. Wonderful, what kind of gift her rival would get. She honestly has never seen him this excited. Will excerpt when he comes back to the village with his load of fish. And as for Snotlout, or in some cases Slugout, but the only one who calls Snotlout Slugout is Naruto. He's mostly he against his will by his father. On the sideline Stoic, Goober, Spitelout, Mulch, and Bucket are smiling down at the children. Stoic, the chief, turns his attention to Mulch and Bucket. Your boy sure is a great fisherman, said Stoic in a tone that has nothing but praise. And ye boy is strong, declared Bucket. Each of the adults raised their eyebrow at the declaration. How strong can one 6-year-old be? He's strong. How strong is the little fisherman? Asked Goober. Mulch then rubs the back of his head nervously, not sure how to explain the strength of a 6-year-old child. Well, Stoic, you see, last week after we went fishing with little Naruto we saw Naruto dragging a small bull shark, which I'm sure you all know how heavy they can be, said Mulch as everyone shocked. Your boy is able to carry a small bull shark? Asked Spitelout with a raised eyebrow, finding it hard to believe a 6-year-old boy able to carry a bull shark or any type of shark or any large fish creatures. It's true, I saw it with me very eyes, said Bucket. Both Stoic and Goober trust the words of Mulch and Bucket. They both knew either of them were the type to lie. Well, it seemed the little fisherman is quite, said a smirking Goober. He always had high hopes for Naruto. He could just tell Naruto would do something great. I'll be back, I need to get Naruto's last present, said Mulch as he goes in the back getting the gift. What gift did Mulch get Naruto? Asked Stoic. Bucket then put his fingers into a be quiet-like motion. It's a secret, you ruined the surprise, said Bucket. All the adults just shook their heads at Bucket. The adults then walk over to where the children are. They stood upon an interesting sight. Hiccup tangled in a large fish net. Astrid is on the floor with her legs wrapped in some rope along with her arms. She's obviously glaring at the smirking blonde, and Snotlout has a fishing net over his head and a rope tied to his legs. The adults then start laughing at how Naruto was able to tie up and trap his friends. I was almost like Loki helped him. Alright, let's get these kids untangled, sighed Goober as Stoic, Bucket, Spitelout, and Goober untied the children. They then hear footsteps. Everyone looks behind them, seeing Mulch carrying a long wrapped item wrapped into fur with multiple strings tied. That's one big present, thought everyone seeing the large present. And here's your last present, Naruto, said Mulch. He then is surprised seeing how fast the little 6-year-old can run. Naruto doesn't waste any time tearing the wrappings apart. When pulls apart the fur he sees a spear made out the fong of a Leviathorgan. The spear has the Leviathorgan's fong for its tip. The molding is made out of metal, the socket is metal with black bandages wrapped around it, the staff is also wrapped in black wrappings, and the end of is a medium-sized black cup. Naruto then picks it up, but not without struggling. This is awesome, Dad, believe it, yelled Naruto as he has his spear in a throwing. But if you look closer you will see Naruto's arm to shake at how heavy it was. He'll need to learn how to use it, thought all the adults. Flashback end. I can't lose that spear. No, I won't lose that spear. It's something Dad and Uncle gave me, thought Naruto as he tries to get his spear back from the thunderdrum. Naruto sees Blackheart coming in close. Naruto then narrows his eyes. The longest I can underwater is 30 minutes, thought Naruto. He then grabs onto Blackheart's tail. One of Blackheart's heads looks back at Naruto, who's holding onto his head. Blackheart throws Naruto. As Naruto flies over Blackheart, he raises his head, catching Naruto. Naruto then smirks at his dragon for catching him. Blackheart then opens its mouth, shooting each of his mouths. He then shoots multiple blue fireball at the Thunderdrum's long tail and wide wings, freezing them solid. With the sea dragon's wings and tail frozen, slows the giant beast down. The beast then struggles to swim with his frozen parts. The Thunderdrum then glares at the duo as it struggles to swim. Blackheart then hurls his head back, launching Naruto from his head. As Naruto is flung off of Blackheart's head, his body is fling around from the increased speed. As he tries to gain control, he stops flailing arms and legs. As he gains his balance back, he then starts swimming in a diving form. He then gains a serious face as he narrows his eyes, locking his eyes onto his spear. There's no way in the 7 seas I'll lose that spear to that overgrown lizard, thought Naruto, with his voice having nothing but confidence. As he swims after the Thunderdrum, he gets closer and closer to the Thunderdrum. He then reaches his hand out, he grabs onto his spear, he plants his feet on the dragon's head, he then tugs and pulls onto his spear. Darn, it's already been 30 minutes, I don't know how long can I hold my breath, grunted Naruto as he struggles to pull out his spear, but due to the Thunderdrum waving around trying to throw Naruto off its back. Naruto then grips his hands tightly on his spear. Naruto then yanks his spear out. Yes, I did it, cheered mentally, having his own party. The Thunderdrum howls in pain as the spear is brutally removed. The sea dragon hurls its head up, launching Naruto out of the sea and in the sky, launching 30 feet in the air. CRP 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 CRP. Super CRP, this sucks so much, yelled Naruto as he starts flailing his arms, yelling about too young to die. As he falling back into the ocean, Naruto closes his eyes. He then prepares to take a deep breath, but then he stops falling. What in Odin's beard is happening, said Naruto as he thinks out loud. Naruto then opens his eyes. He notices he's on Blackheart's head. Naruto smirked at his dragon. Each of Blackheart's heads then smirked, showing their sharp viscous teeth. Thanks buddy, said Naruto. Blackheart nods his head. Naruto then shivers. I'm so cold, said Naruto as he's shattering his teeth. Come on Blackheart, let's go back to land, said Naruto. Blackheart and Naruto continue to give to an island for Naruto to dry off. Naruto then rolls over. He's now laying on his back. Naruto then closes his eyes, enjoying the ride. He always did like fishing, since the waves of the sea would sometimes calm the young fisherman down when he's having a bad day or when he's stressed out. Man, this is the life, calm sailing. Swimming after that Thunderdrum taught me a lot. For one, I can only be in the water for 30 minutes. I either need to train so I can be underwater longer or find a way to be underwater longer, said Naruto. He then closes his eyes, enjoying the ride while he's thinking of a way to allow to stay underwater longer. Naruto turns his head over to the other side as he watches fishes, whales, sharks swim by Blackheart. Man, those sharks are so lucky they spend their hunting and going on adventures, said Naruto. He then whines in envy at the ocean's perfect hunter. Naruto then squints his eyes at watching the sharks swim. They make it back to a large island with a giant cave. As Blackheart makes it to the island, he lowers his head as his head has been lowered on the sand. Naruto then slides down onto the sand. Naruto sits down, having a rest from getting back his spear. Man, I'm so tired and wet, says Naruto. He then sneezes very loud dramatically. Each of Blackheart's heads tilt. The dragon waddles on the beach. Blackheart then wraps his body around the young boy. Naruto then raises eyebrow at Blackheart. Blackheart's body then starts to heat up, allowing Naruto's clothes to get warm. I didn't you know you can do that buddy, asked Naruto. His dragon shrugs his heads. Thanks Blackheart, I thought I might get said a smirking Naruto. Blackheart then makes a roaring like sound, almost sounding like laughing. Naruto then gets up from the ground. Blackheart watches his partner stretching. Naruto then cracks his neck, allowing the sound of bones cracking. He then raises his leg. He starts kicking in the air. He then gets hold of his spear. Naruto then spins it around and shadow fighting. Naruto then smirks at his body warm and feels a whole lot better. He turns his head, looking at his small boat. Naruto notices his ship is beat up and has cracks around it. Naruto then sweat drops at his beaten up boat. Ugh, I need a better boat, groans Naruto as he shakes his head. Maybe I can convince Stoic to give me another boat, wondered Naruto. He walks over to his beat up. He sees a large book has the words, Guide to Mystery of Dragons, written on the book. On the book is a drawing of a green dragon with horns, red eyes and whiskers. He picks up the book and pulls little a charcoal pencil. He opens the book with the words, Doomfang. Naruto pick up his charcoal pencil. Blackheart now sit still. Said Naruto. Blackheart grunts back at his human partner. Naruto then continues draw his dragon and fill all information. Naruto heard there was a book at Berk that had all dragons in it, but he knew there had to be more dragons that nobody has heard of, so he plans to make his own dragon book. Come on Blackheart, let's get out of here, I need to talk to Stoic, says Naruto. He then pushes his boat into the water. Blackheart then waddles back in the water. As Naruto sails his boat he sees a familiar looking ship. Naruto then realizes this a trader ship. He then sees a man who has dark brown hair and beard tied into a twist knot. He wears an off-white sack hat on his head, long-sleeved shirt with deep blue white swirled imprinted tunic and deep red sari over it, light gray cloth bracers on his arms, brown belt with a yellow pack and knife around his waist, multicolored pinstriped pants, and light brown. Before the man can see Blackheart he ducks down. The trader looks down seeing the energetic blonde waving at him with a huge grin. The older man waves back at Naruto. Holy shot my boy, what you doing in that beat up boat? Yelled the old man. Naruto then sighs as he rubs the back of his head nervously having a grin. Yeah I know Trader Johan, I'ma try to convince Stoic to give me a bigger, said Naruto. Trader Johan nods his head in an understanding-like tone as he understands the need for a new ship. So anything new that has happened? Asked Trader Johan as he looks down at Naruto. As in return Naruto smirks back at Trader Johan. Yep, I found 2 berserker skeletons and a map, answered Naruto. Trader Johan raises his eyebrow. A map? To where? Asked Trader Johan. I'm not sure, I'll ask Stoic and Goober, maybe they'll know, said Naruto. What's the name of the island? Asked Trader Johan while looking curious. Ravage Horn Island, said Naruto, hoping Trader Johan will know about the mystery island. Naruto then looks down at the ocean. Man, that was close. Trader Johan almost. Blackheart, thought Naruto. Trader Johan looks confused. No sorry, never heard of it, answered Trader Johan. You know, this reminds me when I visit this deep forest island called Saber Peak, said Trader Johan. Naruto raises his eyebrow at the strange name, Saber Peak. What's that? Asked Naruto, wondering what's so special about this island. It's a giant deep forest, said Trader Johan, thinking back to the deadly island. What's so special about the island, Trader Johan? Asked Naruto. The island is surrounded by a forest. It's inhabited by a giant dragon, but the dragon isn't what you should worry about, is the island. The island itself is dangerous. The island eats dragons, said Trader Johan. Naruto eyes widen at the aspect of a forest-eating dragon. Trader Johan, how do you know this? Asked a curious and slightly scared Naruto. Trader Johan start to massage his beard. When I was on the island I saw giant trees and vines wrapped around a monstrous nightmare, and the dragon got eaten by a large tree, said Trader Johan. Naruto then nods his head, understanding how dangerous the island is. Wow, that's some island. Well, I better go, I have to get a new ship, said Naruto. Trader Johan waves hand at the young boy. Okay, see you around, young fisherman, said Trader Johan as he turns his boat around heading to another island. Naruto waves goodbye to Trader Johan. He throws his fishing net over. I wonder what's Ruffnut doing. Probably annoying the living yak out of her brother, said Naruto with a smirk and sly look on his face resembling a fox. He then rubs the back of his head nervously as he looks at his boat. Ugh, I need a new boat like pronto, stated Naruto. Blackheart then raises his heads with sharks and dolphins in his mouths with blood dripping from his mouth. Naruto looks at his dragon, who has a look of pleasure. Naruto looks in wonder as his dragon eats the shark and dolphins, but Naruto's eyes are focused on the 2 sharks that's being devoured. I wonder, thought Naruto. He then gets out the days. He then raises his net. 10 lobsters and 10 fishes. Naruto smiles at his catch, and it's a light load so his ship won't break on him. Okay, time to head back, stated Naruto. Blackheart follows behind Naruto halfway, then does his own thing since the people of Berk can't see him or they will kill first and ask questions later. After arriving back on Berk he pulls catch of the day and heads to make a deal with Stoic. He knocks on the door. Oh hey Naruto, said Hiccup. Naruto waves at him. What's up, said Naruto, what you doing here? Naruto gives him a half smirk. I came to see your dad, said Naruto. Hiccup then has O expression, then has a deadpan. You're going to come in, aren't you, stated Hiccup. Naruto then smirks at Hiccup and nod his head. Naruto walks inside his house telling Hiccup about his day. After 20 minutes Naruto brings out 2 large buckets. Hiccup raises his eyebrow. What's with the large buckets? Asked Hiccup. He then watches as Naruto brings his catch of fish. He then puts his catch into one of the largest bucket. I'm going to teach you how to skin a fish, said a smirking Naruto. Hiccup has a confused look on his face. Why are you teaching me how to skin a fish? Asked Hiccup. Naruto's smirks even grew larger. It's simple, you need to learn how to skin and learn how to fish since you're also a fisherman. You might not be the best fisher, but you're still a fisherman no matter how much you SCK, and when I say you SCK at fishing I mean you really SCK. I mean a retarded bear is even better than you, said Naruto as he watches a deadpan and downcast Hiccup. Gee, thanks for the confidence, said a sarcastic Hiccup. Naruto then laughed. You're welcome, now shut up little brother and pay attention, ordered Naruto, but it didn't come out rudely, it came out more as a half joke and somewhat serious. Naruto then would continue to teach Hiccup how to skin the fishes. After 20 minutes later, Stoic and Goober comes in. Seeing Naruto and Hiccup skinning the fish, Stoic face turns angry red seeing Naruto and freshly remembers Naruto's prank. Naruto, yelled Stoic. Naruto looks up at Stoic. You're not still mad about gluing your butt to the chair, are you? Asked Naruto. Stoic continued to glare at the blonde boy. Stoic then start to chase Naruto around with Naruto dodging him. This continued for 3 minutes. Naruto then grabs some of the fish skin and heads then starts chucking at them. Naruto managed to somehow throw the fish heads into Stoic's mouth, causing everyone. After another 5 minutes everyone calms down. Stoic then sits down in his seat. So, what do you need, Naruto? Asked Stoic looking at the smirking boy. I want to make a deal with you, said Naruto. Stoic just raises his eyebrow at the mention of a deal. What kind of deal? Asked Stoic. I'll teach Hiccup everything about all he needs to know about fishing, sailing, how to prepare certain sea creatures, and in return you fix my ship, said Naruto. But he knew the only way for his ship to be possibly fixed is to get a replacement. Okay, but why do you need an upgraded version of your boat? Because I found a map. A map to an unknown island called Ravage Horn, said Naruto. Stoic and Goober eyes widen at the name of the island. You to know this Ravage Horn Island? Asked Hiccup. Both of the men nod their head. Yes we do, it's a desert island with some of the most dangerous dragons, creatures, and plants. We barely were able to escape with our lives, but sadly for men Vikings died on that island, said Goober. The three then look at Naruto's face seeing he's actually excited. Why are you so excited? Asked a deadpan Goober. Because as a fisherman traveling uncharted island is exciting, plus we all know I'm the best to go to that island. After all I am trained by you two and my father and uncle, said a confident Naruto as both of the men exchange a look. You know he's right, Stoic. Remember he once killed a snow bear with a battle axe when he was only 8, said Goober. Yes I agree, if anyone able to survive that island is Naruto, but it's not up to me, it's up to Mulch and Bucket, stated Stoic. Naruto and Hiccup eyes widen. You mean if I can convince Dad and Uncle Bucket I can go? Questioned Naruto. Stoic nods his head. Naruto uses this chance to leave and the young blonde hurries out the door. Well, we should have a lock on his boat, huh, Goober? Asked the deadpan Stoic. Goober nods his head. They then go to check what's wrong with Naruto's ship. Naruto then runs back into Hiccup's house. Hiccup raises his eyebrow. Back already? Asked Hiccup. Naruto shakes his head. No, I forgot the lobsters. See you later, said Naruto as he runs out the door. Hiccup just sighs to himself. He sure is in a hurry, thought Hiccup. Back with Naruto after sprinting home, he puts away his spear and book. He looks around the house not being able to find his dad and uncle. He then decides to head to the back of the house and he sees both his father and uncle getting milk and eggs. Hey Dad, Uncle Bucket, I need to talk to you, said in a serious tone. Mulch looks worried at his son, wondering what's on his mind. Sure my boy. Come on Bucket, looks like a family meeting, said Mulch. Bucket then looks confused. What's a family meeting? Asked Bucket. Mulch just shakes his head. I'll explain later, said Mulch. They back in the house. They walk into the kitchen to table and they see a piece of paper which looks like an island with the word Ravage Horn Island on the map. Mulch and Bucket are shocked looking at the map. So Stoic and Goober were right, you and Uncle been to this island before, said Naruto. Where did you get this, Naruto? Asked Mulch. When I was fishing I caught 2 dead bodies of berserkers and a box with the map inside it, said Naruto. Mulch shakes head. Why, I'm not surprised, of course you would find a map when you're fishing. I swear you have the luck of a stardust neon fawn, said Mulch as he's massaging the temple of his head. Naruto just raised his eyebrow. What's a stardust neon fawn? Asked Naruto. It's a dragon that has the ability of luck and can produce special stardust and any other form of dusk. But that's not the point, said a frustrated Mulch. What I want to know is why did you bring this map out? Asked Mulch. Because I want your approval to allow me to go to Ravage Horn. Stoic said if I get yours and uncle approval, said Naruto, no way that island is too dangerous, absolutely not. Those monsters almost killed Bucket and those dragons are the reason why I lost my foot in Bucket's hand, yelled Mulch. Naruto just frowned at his dad's words. Dad, I know you don't want me to go, but I need to go. You can't just have me be on lockdown if you want me to grow and become a great fisherman, but even a greater man, said Naruto. Both Mulch and Bucket have a downcast. After 8 minutes of silence, Mulch sighs loudly. Alright Naruto, you can go, just be careful, asked Mulch. Naruto nods his head. When are you going to leave? Asked Bucket. In 2 weeks, said Naruto. 2 weeks later, Naruto sitting down with Ruffnut, who's chuckling at hearing a story where Naruto pranked Mildew replacing his fresh water with squid ink, honey, and jelly. She couldn't but to laugh. Naruto joined her in laughing. You didn't get caught? Asked a chuckling Ruffnut. Naruto smirks. Nope, plus there's no evidence I was even there, laughed Naruto. Cool, said Ruffnut. She then gets in Naruto's personal space, smirking. Naruto matching her smirk with his own. The two blondes stare at each other. Ruffnut then tackles Naruto to the ground. They both roll around on the grass field. Ruffnut then land on top of Naruto with her sitting on his lap. She's holding Naruto's wrist, smirking at him. At her win, I win, Foxy, said it cheerfully. Ruffnut, her and Naruto's faces are inches away from each other, both of them feeling each other's warm breath. Naruto just smirked at his fellow blonde. Or did you? Said Naruto. He then licks her nose. This caused Ruffnut to blush cherry red. Naruto takes this change to roll each other over, and Naruto now sitting on Ruffnut laps. I win, I always win, stated Naruto as he smirks. Ruffnut just huffs. Fine, you win this time, Foxy, said Ruffnut. Naruto gets up, pulls out his hand. Ruffnut grabs his hand, smiling cutely at Naruto. Sue, what you wanna about, Foxy? Asked Ruffnut. I'm going to be leaving within 2 hours, said Naruto. Ruffnut then has a downcast at the notion of her crush leaving. Where are you going? Asked a saddened Ruffnut. Naruto took off her Viking helmet and started to massage her head. To this island called Ravage Horn. It will take me 8 days, said Naruto. This even made Ruffnut even sadder. Oh, hey Ruffnut, how would you like to see me off? Asked Naruto. This got Ruffnut to smile. Sure, Naruto. 2 hours later, Naruto and Ruffnut are walking to the docks with 2 large bags. The ship is a medium-sized boat. After 3 minutes of silence, Naruto decides to break the tension. Hey Ruffnut, when I get back I'll take you fishing, said Naruto. Ruffnut smiles. Sure, see you Naruto, said Ruffnut. Naruto then hugs her. See you later, said Naruto as he gets ready to leave the port. Ruffnut grabs his wrist. Ruffnut then kisses him on the cheek. Naruto breaks out of trance. Naruto then takes off heading towards Ravage Horn. As Naruto sails through the ocean heading Ravage Horn Island with his best friend and partner Blackheart the Doomfang, also known as Nightmare of the Seas. As Naruto sails through the steady sea, the blonde boy rubs his cheek that was kissed by blonde bombshell Ruffnut. He still remembers the warm, soft, smooth red lips of Ruffnut. Naruto cheeks then turn scarlet red at remembering the touch of Ruffnut's cheek. Blackheart then looks at its best friend. Blackheart shakes its forehead at its partner. They may have known each other for years, but Blackheart still doesn't really understand Naruto or human. The Nightmare Dragon doesn't believe it can ever or will understand Naruto. Naruto then raises his eyebrow at feeling of being stared at. The young fisherman turns his head, seeing Blackheart giving him a bland look. What you looking at, big guy? Teased Naruto, glaring at his dragon. Blackheart then slams its head against Naruto's body, causing the boy to fall down, groaning at having one of Blackheart's head slam against him. What is that for? Yelled Naruto, glaring at Blackheart. It's not like I called you a girl, said Naruto. He then sees his dragon giving him a bland stare. Wait a minute, you're telling me you're a female? Asked Naruto. Blackheart nods each of its head. Wow, so you're a girl? Asked Naruto as he sails his Viking boat. Naruto then shrugged his shoulders. What do you know? You learn something new every day, said Naruto. Blackheart growls in response as she nods her head. She then rubs her head against Naruto. He then rubs her head, causing each of her heads purred. Naruto smiles at his best friend. Yeah, I forgive you buddy, said Naruto, but for some reason the young fisherman has a bad feeling. Hey Blackheart, are you getting a bad feeling in your stomach, girl? Asked Naruto as he glares at the sea as he sees dark clouds arriving. Blackheart nods her head. She then growls, looking at the upcoming storm. She then turns one of her head, looking at her partner. She then nods her head. She hisses and shows off her fangs. She then dives down underwater. As Blackheart dives under the water, she then sees a narwhal whale charging at Naruto's Viking ship. Blackheart quickly rams into the narwhal whale. The whale howls in pain as one of Blackheart's heads bites the whale's fin. Blackheart then swims around the whale. Blackheart then swing back at the whale as Blackheart swimming towards the whale. The scales on her flippers spread out, becoming sharp, dangerous blade-like scales. As Blackheart charges at the whale, Blackheart then slashes at the right side of the whale's face, blinding the whale. Blackheart turns her head. She then launches her heads at the whale. She wraps two of her heads around the whale's neck, crushing the whale. She then bites into the whale's stomach, thus killing the whale. Blackheart then swims up to the surface, grinning at Naruto with blood coming down from her teeth. Naruto just gives her a bland look. "Had fun, Blackheart?" asked Naruto as he stares at the dragon. Blackheart nods her head as they stared at the dark clouds. "Blackheart, get ready, this going to be one hell of a ride," ordered Naruto. Blackheart nods her head. She then dives into the water. "The waves are about to get a little bumpy." "Well, at least the storm isn't horrible, just a little rough, but nothing to be disaster," said Naruto as he pauses. He then keeps his eyes open in case something damages the ship, "but I still need to be careful, after all the sea gives no one a break. The sea truly is one of the dangerous things in the world," said Naruto as he sails his Viking ship through the bumpy waters. As Naruto sails through the bumpy sea, the waves are pushing against Naruto's ship, but he doesn't falter since he has dealt with sea before. But he also sailed during storms, lightning shower, and when the currents of the waves would smash the rocks, and ships, when the waves would get violent, would cause the sea creatures to wash against shore, which was good for the fishermen who didn't dare go fishing in a storm. But sadly for the unfortunate people who are sailing, fishing, or just traveling could and would die. Luckily for someone like Naruto the fisherman, he never actually died, but there were a few times when he was in extreme danger. Luckily Naruto had Poseidon watching over him. You would think he would stop sailing if he was in danger not once but 4 times. Some of the people would be scared shitless at some of the things that have happened before. Flashback 2 years ago. Some people might call you nuts while others call you bat shtf crazy or crazy, but son of AB, these words would be to describe a young boy sailing through the harsh waves. As each waves smash against each other, or in most cases smashing against rocks. You're most likely wondering how can be so DMN right F crazy. Well, the little boy who decided to fish, or what most people call it a god DMN suicide, this insane probably soon to be dead child is none other than Berk's very own Naruto the fisherman, or what he likes to call himself, Naruto Prince of the Sea, as the hit against Naruto's boat. The blonde is grinning like an idiot. Most of Berk believe Naruto being an idiot to go out in a storm to fish, except for his dad, Goober, Uncle Bucket, and Stoic, since they have actually gone fishing with the young fisherman, and to their shock, Naruto was somehow able to catch a hammer shark, baby narwhal, bull shark, sea lion, catfish, giant lobsters, yellow rockfish, piranhas, and koi fish. The 4 men were shocked as to his catch on that day. They knew Naruto was born lucky. They each suggested Loki, god of mischief, or Poseidon, god of the seas, has something to do thing his incredible luck. But that doesn't mean the Viking men actually like Naruto fishing in the dangerous ocean. To be honest, Naruto didn't even ask if he could go fishing. No, Naruto sneaked out, stole a boat, and decided he would go fishing in the storm. Man, Dad and Uncle Bucket are going to be so mad, but it'll be worth it, believe it, yelled a smirking Naruto as the water splashed against his ship. Back at Berk. At Berk it is pouring as everyone tries to get inside and get the animals inside before they died from the cold weather, but for someone like Bucket and Mulch, they are running around their yard trying to find their son/nephew. Where in Thor's hammer is that blonde boy, groaned Mulch as he searches everywhere around the house. Also, including the backyard. Naruto, come out, I'll give you candy, said Bucket as he searches through the egg's nest for some reason. Mulch, seeing this, raises his eyebrow at his friend. Mulch taps Bucket on the shoulder. He then turns around looking at Mulch. Huh, Bucket, what are you doing here? Asked Mulch. Bucket then smiles at his longtime friend. I'm playing hide and seek, said Bucket. Mulch shakes his head as he sometimes wonders if his longtime friend brain is fried. Bucket, we ain't playing hide and sneak, said Mulch. This shocked the Bucket wearing Viking who believed him. Mulch and Naruto are playing hide and seek. We aren't. I thought we were playing hide and seek, yelled Bucket. Mulch then shakes his head negatively. He then sighs loudly. "No, Bucket, we are looking for Naruto," said Mulch. "We are," said Bucket, who is shocked. "Yes, Bucket," groaned out Mulch. "I Mulch, Bucket," yelled a man who sounds like an old man. The two fishermen turn around to see Mildew, who has a scowl on his face. Which isn't surprising since the elder man always had a permanent scowl. Some of the villagers and people of Berk suspect Mildew always had a scowl. Mulch groaned while Bucket just blinked his eyes. "What do you want, Mildew?" said Mulch, as he didn't really want it to deal Mildew. Mildew then smirks mischievously. "Watcha lookin' for, Mulch?" asked Mildew. Before Mulch can respond, Bucket decides to answer Mildew. "We're looking for Naruto," yelled Bucket. Mildew then massages his beard. "Naruto. Ah yes, I do remember seeing Naruto," stated Mildew as he smirks at the two men. Both Mulch and Bucket are surprised at the fact Mildew knows the whereabouts of Naruto. "Where have you seen him?" yelled Mulch, glaring at Mildew. "I've seen the boy an hour ago. I saw him running towards a ship. I believe he took one of Goober's ship. It sure is dangerous for the boy. I sure do hope he'll come back okay," said Mildew as he smirks. He then head back home. Mulch face turns crimson red with anger. "When I find him, that boy is so grounded," snarled Mulch. "With Naruto." Naruto then walks over to the railing. He then grabs a huge fishing net and throws the fishing net overboard. He then patiently waits for the sea creatures to be catches in the net. As he does that, he then throws it over. He then quickly walks over to the sail. He picks up the fish trap. He then walks over to the bulwarks. He then slowly lowers the trap. He then goes back to the ship's wheel to steer the boat. After 3 minutes of sailing, he goes to check the fishing net. Naruto smirks, showing his fangs. Inside the fishing net is baby great white sharks, manatees, crabs, shrimp, clams, clownfish, mini octopus, sea snake, and vampire squid. "This catch is so awesome, you know," yelled Naruto. He then rushes over to the other side to pull up fishing trap. As he pulls it up, the cage is filled with fish, shrimp, and baby lobster. Naruto then brings both catch, but then he feels something hitting against his ship, causing Naruto hit his back against the fender of the ship. He struggles to get up due to him slamming against the fender. Naruto finally gets up. He walks over to the bulwarks to see what's slamming against the fender. He then groans in pain. "Son of a yak. That hurt." "Just what in Odin's beard is happening?" groaned out Naruto. He then looks over and sees 2 full sharks slamming. He then looks back at the fishing net, watching the 5 dead infant sharks. Naruto then groans loudly. "Uff. Son of a yak," yelled Naruto loudly. Naruto then grits his teeth at the sharks. "There's no way in Valhalla I'm gonna lose to 2 brainless fish," stated Naruto. He then grabs a spear. He then aims it at one of the sharks. He throws the spear, launching it at the shark, piercing the predatory of the sea through the spine. Naruto smirked. "Got ya, fish sticks," grinned Naruto. Suddenly something hits the ship, causing Naruto to fall over the ship. The young blonde is scared at falling into the water, now becoming food for the family of sharks. "No, no, 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 CRP, I don't have anything to defend myself." "Wait, there's still the dead shark," thought Naruto, but before he falls into the water he lands onto something hard. He groans at landing on something hard. He then looks at what he's fallen on and sees a shell, not just any shell but the shell of a giant turtle. The turtle he landed on was a Goliath saber turtle, a 50 feet tall turtle weighing around 78 billion pounds. Unlike some turtles, this turtle is both land and water turtle. It has an iron-like shell while its skin is tough as steel, making killing the great beast near impossible to get through. The turtle has viscous blade-like claws capable of ripping through a massive boat with ease. The massive turtle's beak able to chomp through iron. The turtle looks like a cross between alligator snapping turtle, mata turtle, and leatherback sea turtle. Also, unlike most turtles, this turtle actually eats meat, and it's bad for the shark since the Goliath saber turtle loves sharks. As the Goliath saber turtle hops over the boat, the massive turtle lands on top of the sharks, killing them, having the weight of a 78 billion pounds turtle landed on them. The turtle then swims under the water. Naruto then holds onto the shell tightly. As the turtle swim under, it starts to eat the sharks in one bite. This caused the blonde fisherman to be shocked. "Oh wow, a turtle that eats meat. Well, that's new, but who cares, this turtle is awesome," thought Naruto with full excitement as he grips onto the turtle. He then watches as the turtle eats sharks. The huge turtle then rises to the surfaces. As the turtle rises its body from the ocean, Naruto then walks onto its shell, then onto its head. Naruto then jumps onto his ship. He then turns around facing the turtle. Naruto then smiles. "Thanks for helping me, big guy," said Naruto. Flashback over. Naruto then shakes his head from thinking about meeting the giant turtle. Naruto then steers the wheel, causing the ship to turn sideways as he tries to block the medium-sized wave slamming against his Viking ship. While he's able to turn his ship sideways as this happens, Naruto gets his teeth as he struggles to block his ship from the rough wave. "Darn it. This is so hard, but then again I am fighting against the sea," thought Naruto as he hangs on tight to the steering wheel since he rode onto the wave, sending him flying onto the waves. He then growls as he slams into the wave, having the water splash over the young blonde face. While this is going on in the surface, Naruto's partner in crime is also having a rough time swimming in this weather, but it's nothing the mighty Doomfang can't handle. Since she's used to dealing with the waves, but just like her dragon rider, she's aware of the cruel sea. The sea doesn't give anyone mercy, not even the fearsome Doomfang. Blackheart then snarls as she tries swim and not get hit by the wave. If Blackheart was any lesser of an animal, she would have probably been killed by the cruel and unforgiving ocean. As she swims, she skillful dodges and bites the sea creatures coming at her. While she's having a battle, Naruto continues his battle with the mighty ocean. Most people might be DMN right scared, but Naruto. No, he was happy. No, Naruto is ecstatic. Most people wouldn't be happy. Hell, even the greatest fisherman wouldn't be as excited as Naruto. He then starts to laugh in excitement with a full-blown smirk. Naruto then howls in excitement. "Yes. This where I belong. I'm in my element, you know," yelled Naruto as the waves crash against him. "But I wonder what's that island truly like," said Naruto as he glares heatedly as water hits his ship. With Ruffnut. Unlike for Naruto, whereas it's a huge and facing the elements, another blonde is having her own inner battles. Not completely sure what she should, but again lucky for her and the people of Berk, it's not raining, it's actually quite sunny. But not even the female blonde twin Ruffnut can enjoy the appealing day. The young blonde girl Ruffnut is at home walking around in circles. The reason why the female twin of Toughnut is walking in circles while sucking on her thumb is because she's going over everything that has happened yesterday. "Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't believe I just kiss and Naruto on the cheek," said Ruffnut. Her face then becomes dark crimson red. She stops walking around circles. Her face then turns even more red, reaching an atomic red. If possible, the Viking maiden would have steaming coming from her ears. "Oh my Loki, Naruto's cheek is so warm," said Ruffnut as she starts to become giddy at thinking about kissing Naruto's cheek. She then falls on her, but she then lays down on the floor. She exhales a breath, causing the strands of hair to get out of her face. Ruffnut then groans loudly, then rolls around on the ground in frustration at not being able to choose what to do. "Ugh, I don't get it. I like Foxy, but I don't know what to do," yelled Ruffnut. "I shut up, sis," yelled Toughnut, who's across the hallway. Most twins or siblings would share rooms with each other. Except these two twins, due to both blondes believing in, "I need my own room and I'll catch something from her." But if you actually think about, a male and female sibling would want their own room, makes sense even for the somewhat dim-witted blonde twins. "You shut up, toe licker," yelled Ruffnut. She then gets up, getting into her bed. "Ugh, I think I'll ask around, asking about Naruto. Maybe I'll ask Naruto's friend," said Ruffnut. She then snuggles into her bed, going off to dreamland since it's night time. As she falls asleep, she enters the dream world, dreaming about a certain blonde fisherman. The next day, Ruffnut grabs her helmet and some toast. She then walks out the door. "Okay, I need to talk with Mulch, Bucket, Stoic, Hiccup, Goober, Astrid, and Snoutlout," said Ruffnut. She thinks about the people who she asked, then she has a bland face. "Yeah, I think I won't ask Slug out." Haha, Slug, giggled Ruffnut. She then heads to Goober's weapons store. When she's walking by the various of houses and shops, the young blonde couldn't help but wonder what's going to happen today. After she and her brother have met Naruto, her life has gotten interested. They especially had fun when pulling pranks on people. She enters Goober's Wellen store, seeing the dragon-killing Viking polishing an axe. Her eyes then glow in amazement at the sharp axe. "Cool," stated Ruffnut. Goober turns around seeing Ruffnut. He smiles seeing the young Viking maiden. "Ah, Ruffnut, is good to see you. Did ye dad sent you?" asked Goober. "Nah, I just wanted to ask you something," said Ruffnut. "Then ask way, I'll be happy to answer any questions ye have," said Goober. He then stops polishing his axe. Now focus on the female Viking. "How did you meet Naruto?" asked Ruffnut. Goober then raises his eyebrow at the question. Of all the questions she asked, he was surprised by this one. "You want to know how I met Naruto?" asked Goober. Ruffnut gives the elder Viking a half smirk. "Alright, I'll tell ye. It all started 6 years ago," said Goober. Flashback 6 years ago. Mulch and Bucket are walking into Goober's shop with a young Naruto on Mulch's shoulders. Naruto then starts to sing about the ocean. So alright folks, that's all for today. Stay tuned for part 2. Do subscribe, like and share for more such videos. Also check out the story and author KingBeasta on FANFICTIONnet. Press the bell icon to be notified first on release. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.